Hey, what's going on everyone? Hawks21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So if you weren't aware, we had a proposal a while back saying if we could create a promo card for SPS token holders. And it was approved. And so just this morning, Splinterlands released the details of that card. So we're going to go over that with you right now. Before we get into it, I am Hawks21 and I cover Splinterlands here on the channel. If you are interested in that type of content, it would be awesome if you could take a second to subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's get into it. So go over the vote. Here's the card, Vruz. We'll go over how you get it in a second. But a very low mana sneak card that's very fast and also has the new Martyr ability. So this card's very powerful. We'll go through the levels here. You know, at the early levels, it's pretty meh. And for 2 mana though, getting a sneak card for 2 mana is good. You know, getting a melee card that can attack from the back line and do any type of damage for this amount at the lower levels is a positive thing. But obviously it starts to get better at the higher levels. So even at level 5, it gets the new Martyr ability, which is cool. You know, specifically, if you run into situations with thorns, right, you put Vruz in between 2 really great, or, you know, you maybe even retaliate or whatever it is. You could put Vruz in between 2 cards that are your main damage dealers, or whatever 2 cards you want to boost. And so even though it will take thorns damage, it'll still leave sort of like a positive for your team, given the Martyr ability. And then having something that attacks from the back line allows you to sort of put it between any 2 cards that you want. The other thing is its low health makes it an opportunity target. So that's the other thing. It's a really nice balance of a card that can, for 2 mana, do damage, is difficult to hit. But if it does get hit, it gives you a benefit, at least at high silver and beyond. It's a better view of it right here. I did that by accident. Obviously, the highest levels, what's kind of weird is they did this with the Exploding Rats, giving it True Strike at the highest level, even though I believe that's also a 7-speed card. I don't love that. You know, I get why. You can play this card now in reverse speed, which is great. You don't have to worry about dodge. You don't need to worry about flying. So I get it. It's just, you know, I would have put a different ability, right? To be honest, we'll go over how you get it in a second. It's not that easy to get, to be honest. But I don't see myself going over 300, right? I see myself getting 300 copies of them. I don't see myself getting the 400. I'll take a minor ding once I get to champion from my rewards. But yeah, depending on the price, just an extra 100 to get True Strike on a 7-speed card. I just don't know if I'm going to do that. So how do you get it? So it's a common rarity dragon element, only the 5th common rarity dragon element card in the game. That's pretty crazy. Here we go, sale details. It's scheduled to begin after the maintenance window on Tuesday the 21st. So this upcoming Tuesday. During the maintenance, a snapshot will be taken of the amount of staked SPS held in each account at that time. Each player will have the option to purchase 1 BCX Vruz card for each 1,000 staked SPS they have in their account at the time of the snapshot. Each card purchased will also have a cost of 1 voucher token, which will be burned. So when they say also, I'm a little confused in that, is it just, like you need to have, so you need to have the SPS. Okay, I get it now. You need to have the SPS staked, and then you need to spend a voucher per 1,000 to actually get it. Got it. A player with 100,943 staked SPS in their account at the time of the snapshot, for example, will be eligible to purchase up to 100 Vruz cards. You would just need 100 vouchers. Each Vruz card purchase will also have a 1 in 25 chance, so 4% chance of being a gold foil version, and players will be guaranteed, oh, okay, so they're going to do a guarantee, to receive at least one gold foil version of the card for each 25 cards that are purchased in a single transaction. The sale will run for 7 days. There's no rush to, got it. So the snapshot is the snapshot. If you add SPS after the snapshot, I don't think it matters. But once the snapshot is taken, you'll have 7 days to claim. The cards cannot sell out. Instead, each player will have one card reserved for each 1,000 staked SPS in their account at the time of the snapshot, and they will have the full 7 days to purchase them if they wish. So basically, the print rate of this card is going to be determined by us. How many people with over 1,000 SPS staked in their account decide to spend a voucher to get it is effectively how this is going to work. Very cool. I mean, I think this is a cool thing to add. It gives sort of a voucher utility. This was the idea for vouchers, right? Cool stuff like this. I like that it's a pretty low stakes thing. 1 voucher token, they're testing it out. It's a pretty good card. It's going to require a lot to level these up, seeing as they went with common. I was hoping they sort of did either rare or epic. Overall, I think this is a good thing to try. I'm excited. I think it's a good card too. Let's just quickly go to peak monsters here. And let's look at some other sneak cards. Yeah, so adding this in for 2 mana to like Bandit and Uraeus, maybe even Bandit, Infiltrator, Uraeus, it's just going to make that lineup much more powerful. Same with Stitch Leech, Silent Shavi. There's a lot of good sneak cards. Look at this. 2 mana for the Undead Badger, 2 mana for that Dragon. This gets up to 3, that one's 2. 5 sneak damage for 4 mana is pretty crazy. Let's also look at some Inspire cards. Any of these. So Shadowy Presence gets Inspire at the highest level. So what we just talked about, right? Undead Badger for 2, Vruz for 2 is 5 damage. Add this in, 7 damage for 6 mana. 7 damage for 5 mana. That's pretty crazy. That's a nice little combination. River Hellendale. So River Hellendale, you could do something like Bakjira, River Hellendale, and then the Bandit, Uraeus, Dampier, Infiltrator, and Vruz, and just get a ton of sneak damage for like a mid-mana match. The other thing to note, because it has the Martyr ability, right? Speaking of these Kelia teams, if you're going to go up against a Deep Lurker, if you put the Vruz in between, your Uraeus and your Bandit, the Deep Lurker is going to go after the Vruz if you make sure that it has the lowest health, and then you're going to get a nice boost to both of them because of the Martyr ability. So it's going to be a particularly nice plugin with and against Kelia. Pretty cool. The last thing I wanted to note, if we go to, where is he? There he is. So Agor, very, very powerful card with the heal, taunt, does 2 types of attack. The problem is it's 15 mana, right? It's really difficult to build a full team unless you have high mana games around Agor. Well, now we got another card that's 2 mana that can be played alongside Agor and do a little bit of damage, right? Because that's normally the problem, is you got to keep Agor alive, and you also need to make sure you're doing damage. So now, if you can put in a 2 mana sneak card that does 2 damage, pretty good stuff here with the Agor. So the more like lower mana cards we get that are useful, the more situations Agor is going to be able to be played in. Last thing I'll say about this card, actually, with the speed. So it's very, very fast. But again, you're comfortable if it dies because of the Martyr ability. So I could see this in a situation where I actually use him as a sneak defender in the 5th position, put Dr. Blight with the camouflage in the 6th position, and then whoever that I want to get boosted in the 4th position. So their sneak cards will be going after Vruz. Vruz is very fast. Hopefully he gets some dodges. And if he doesn't, the Martyr ability is going to boost my Dr. Blight and boost whatever card I have in the 4th position. So it's a very versatile card, 2 mana. I'm going to get as much as I can. I'm going to try to get it to level 9 as quickly as I can. Very excited to have this card. So yeah, there it is. We have our first SPS promo card sale. I'm wondering if they're going to be doing a lot of this. I think it's good voucher utility. It's fun to keep the game fresh. It's kind of an easy thing to do. So we'll see how this goes. One more time, the date for you is March 21st. During the maintenance window, you need to have your SPS staked in line by then. All right? Okay, that's it for me for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of Vruz. Are you going to be buying some as soon as they go out? Are you going to have some SPS and you're going to decide not to claim it? I want to hear all of it. What are your thoughts? I'm going to leave it there. Have a great day. I will talk to you guys soon.